Okay, here we are in week 16. We have studied this artist earlier in the year, I believe in our drawing series, Albrecht Dürer. I think I said it right. I'm not going to say it again, just in case. But I did look up on YouTube how to pronounce it. So this is a German artist born in 1471. Was born to a father who was a goldsmith, and he worked with his father in his shop. At 15, he was an apprentice to a painter and a printmaker who taught him woodcutting, the process of cutting away wood to leave a raised image where ink can be applied to the image, then pressed onto paper. And then he also learned engraving, a related technique that cuts images into copper and other metals, and then ink is applied to the negative space in design, then pressed onto paper. So we are going to be doing more of the engraving technique. So for the little guys, Taylor and Weaver's class, your materials are going to be a foam paper. Each student will get their own stylist. And then we'll have enough of these on each table for the students to choose which one they would want to do. I believe that this one is probably the easiest, so I'm going to choose this one for the purposes of this activity. The other supplies are going to be a tray filled with paint, a paint roller, and then something I don't have yet is instead of this purple paper, the students are going to be able to put this on top of a styrofoam tray so that when they roll their paint on, it doesn't get on the tables and create a big mess. So we are just going to apply this little square over our foam sheet, and then all they're going to do is just press into it. It's going to press and kind of create their outline of this penguin. And I have a optional, a second option too, if they want. If this is going to be too much. But for the first one, for maybe Taylor, you think the older kids could do this. I can also apply some tape, but they're just gonna kind of press away and really press down, and if the paper tears, no worries. So once they have a good trace, I don't know if you can kind of see that, they're going to go kind of back over it with their stylus and just kind of press these lines in. Make them really deep. And then let's say they wanted to do other details. They could do that as well. Maybe I have, a bird in the background. Maybe I have a cloud in the sky. Maybe I have a belly. They can also use their oils and maybe press in his beak, maybe make his eye a little bit bigger. And there we go. My penguin is ready for paint. So I haven't quite decided the colors yet. We probably will be using acrylic, but they are going to roll out and get their little foam brush good and covered. And again, it might be a good idea to send this to the parent helpers just to make sure they're ready for helping. So then we're just going to roll our paint onto our penguin. And when it's good and covered, we'll take their white piece of paper and just lay it on. And then they will press down. I'm gonna do this so I can have something to press it on. And lift up. And there you have it. They have their little penguin person. The second option that they could do would be, Aaron, if you feel like that is too hard, they don't necessarily have to trace. If they wanted to just draw a picture on their own of a sun. I feel like that the littles is especially creative. So they could do sun and clouds or a cross, or whatever they want to do. They could just do an abstract. They could do little squiggles coming down. They could do a happy face and the sun. And then they could also roll that out. So I feel like you could give them, options. And if they would rather just use their own creative mind, because I do think this is, and the great artist, this is their time to be a great artist. And a lot of them do enjoy using their imaginations. So you've got some options. These are the supplies. And it looks great. So whichever you think, I will say for, these are kind of challenging. If you would prefer me to do like, the bunny rabbit, the turtle, and the penguin for your class, those are probably the easiest. And then I can use some of these for the bigger kids. But it's up to you. Very simple materials. Really the only thing that the parents will need to help with is like the paint rolling.